The Wett Spot is sponsored by Passionate Words Editing Services. At Passionate Words Editing Services, words are a writer's currency. We help you spend them wisely. For all your editing, proofreading, transcribing needs, follow at Passionate Words Editing on Instagram. That's at passionate.words.editing on Instagram. Or on Facebook, on facebook.com/passionate words editing. Let's help you spend your currency well. Follow Passionate Words on Instagram or Facebook now. In this segment, I want you to get comfortable because the words may move you. They may inspire you. Who knows? They might even make you wet. So sit back and listen. Orgasm. Caressing voice tickles ears, sending shivers down spine with slender fingers tracing each vertebra. I shiver as your voice handles me, bringing me to the brink, to the precipice. I almost fall into the abyss, but I am saved for now by the lifeline of your hips on mine, clinging desperately to my attraction for you, sucking solace from your soul's closeness. And as your voice grips my stiffness, I am ready to bury myself inside your vocal cords, making love to your moans, having you shriek your release to the heavens. All the waves take me past the point of no return. I can't stop. No matter how hard I try to hold it back, I release my peace upon your labial cortex, leaving your brain sticky with my gushing need to implant seeds of knowledge upon your pregnant soil. Your voice, my catalyst for change, leaving you with my latest poetic child inside your womb. Welcome to the Wett Spot. Tonight we're going to be talking about eroticism. You know, the Wett Spot is a place where we encourage the erotic. And I have with me Kai Storm. She is a prolific writer, has blogs and a whole lot of websites and a whole lot of different things. I will let her introduce herself to you. Hi, Kai. How are you doing?
I'm doing well today. Thank you, Passion. Yes, I am Kai Storm, author of 6 novels under the genres of urban fiction, romance, and BDSM. I also write erotica blogs for Vocal Media under their platform called Filthy. I promote other authors and artists on my websites. I have two websites. I also have a YouTube channel. So I have my hands in a lot of different pockets.
When I grow up, I want to be like you. When I grow up, I want to be like you. There's a lot that you're doing, and I love it. I connected with you on Instagram first, or was it maybe? Not sure. But I followed you. I'm following you on both Instagram and maybe, and I'm a part of your mental penetration group on maybe, and I love it. It is awesome.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly how, if it was MeWe first or Instagram first, but either way, I'm definitely a follower of your work. Your work is as passionate, as sexy as my work, so it definitely matches. And so and my group on MeWe it's growing. It's everybody basically is on the same page. Well, at least the people that post on a regular basis are on the same page. And I'm not, some kind of ruler that, shoots down every post, but the name of the game is, if I don't like it, it's gone.
It's true. It's true. I have my own group on BB, so I totally get it. I totally get it. Well, first, let's start off with something you've written. Do you have anything you want to read to us today?
Oh, yes, that's right. I definitely want to read my latest blog. It was written a couple of days ago, and it absolutely represents the power of the pussy in many ways, as I tell a cute little story that goes along with it. The name of the blog is called I Fuck and Forget You. And yeah, I'm going to read the first paragraph of it, and that'll give you it'll entice you to read the rest.
Always marketing. I got you. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So here goes the first paragraph. This is my pussy power, and I flex it like a pro. I know my pussy changes lives, creates thoughts, and moves mountains, so I am careful with who I give it to. The chosen few, or many, however you want to look at it, have never forgotten it. Why am I talking about this? It is my way of establishing the fact that I am the owner of my pussy. No one that doesn't care for it or see about it can judge it or can judge its feelings or movements in society. If this pussy chooses to sample the variety of phallus and tongues this world has to offer, it shall till its heart content. I have a desire to slide on new dick, come on fresh tongue, and moan a new name every time I get undressed. And no one will make me feel less of myself because of it. I am not a whore. I just love to fuck. Read the rest on my websites.
That is powerful. I applaud people, but especially women who are so unapologetic about their sexuality, and it's because we live in a misogynistic. I have to really think to get that word out. It's a tongue twister for me, but we live in a misogynistic society, a male-dominated society, and as a man, sometimes I myself do not understand the level of male privilege that I hold. I mean, I can walk out right now in the little that I have on at the moment, and go outside on my balcony probably and just watch the cruise liners come in. I live in Barbados. I can see the sea from where I live. But wow. You should come visit. But
As soon as I get to that level, I sure will be visiting.
but yeah, but I mean, I realize how more difficult it is for a woman who is consistently and sexualized and objectified, and who feels a sense of pressure to not conform to what men or society believes she should be. And I really do applaud women who stand up and I'm like, I am my own woman. This is my pussy, and fuck you, pretty much. I love that. I do love that. I appreciate that. That's how women. That's what I appreciate. That's what women have come to or are coming into. What I would like to know is, like, was that always your stance? Were you always that unapologetic about who you are?
I would say no. It became a revelation recently at the end of a relationship, because a lot of things that one of the problems that we had in my past relationship that ended a couple of months ago. Well, I would say, that's not really a couple of months. It was September of last year, so that's almost 9 months. But one of our problems was I decided in that relationship to I guess reveal secrets or reveal my things that I like and things that I like to do and think about sexually, and that very revelation was used against me on a regular basis in the relationship. So once I ended that relationship, one of the things I kind of established within myself was that I am going to be my own woman going forward, and I will be making decisions about my body going forward. And no one, I'm not going to allow someone, whether they're taking care of me or not, to make judgments based on that. So it was just like that's a revelation that I've developed now, and continuing to grow into.
Right. I love that. And I applaud that, like I said, because it is basically self-love, isn't it? You had to learn to love yourself, and through learning to love yourself, you decided, I am the owner, the possessor. I am the ruler of my body, and no one is going to tell me how to live in my body. So it is that self-love coming out again. I know that I myself had to deal with that self-love. I learned from my own divorce, had to start learning to love myself as an individual again after a couple of years of being married, almost 8 years of being married. I had to define myself again outside of that relationship, and had to learn. And that's where my poetry picked back up again, my love for words came back through. So, but
right, and that's basically, that basically describes what I'm doing, just defining myself again, learning myself again, and establishing, self-love, and what I'll tolerate and won't tolerate.
Agreed. Yes. So coming off of that, I wonder what your thoughts are about this so-called heartbeat bills. These heartbeat bills that are being signed. I'm not sure. I only have Facebook to go on, and I'm doing my own little bit of research here. I don't live in the States, so I'm not exactly the word is there.
Familiar.
An authority. right familiar or being an authority on this. But based on what I've been reading so far, like for instance, I'm looking right now at something on Vox.com. Abortion heartbeat bill. There's a Georgia government, Brian Kemp, in early May signed into law a so-called heartbeat bill banning abortion as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy. It says here that Georgia is the fourth state to pass such a law this year alone. It says the bill prohibits abortion once a fetal heartbeat can be detected. And it sounds okay on the surface because they're equating it. I guess they're equating it with murder. Once the heartbeats can be detected, I can almost see where they're trying to go with that. But I mean, some of what I've heard is that they're trying to practically ban abortions altogether. It goes on to say that Dr. Crystal Redmond, the executive director of Spark Reproductive Justice Now, she says it's basically a forced pregnancy bill. It's a healthcare ban bill. It says the bill also includes a penalty for those who perform abortions or up to 10 years in prison. It doesn't. Basically, one of the things I heard is some of these things are gonna try to put somebody in jail for a miscarriage, and to me that don't make sense because if a miscarriage is spontaneous, who are you gonna put in jail? And you understand that this makes no sense to me. So, what are your thoughts as a person, as a woman who is unapologetically adamant that she owns her own body? What are your views on this topic? Considering that it sounds like the legislation is trying to tell you what to do.
My feeling on abortion has never changed from the minute I started having sex. It's basically a choice that a woman should be allowed to make it for whatever reason she is making it for. Now, I've always felt that yes, let's not wait until there's a whole baby and there's heartbeat and all of that. Yes, if you're a woman, you get pregnant, and you should automatically, if you decide that you don't want that baby for whatever reason it is, you should decide to be able to handle that right then and there. Early stages. This is not something that you should have let go to 3 months, 4 months, 5 months where there's an actual person inside of you. No. And me as a experienced woman who's had 3 children, you don't get a freaking heartbeat at 6 weeks. You get a heartbeat at least 12, maybe 14 weeks. So ain't no heartbeat at 6 weeks. And the fact is, depending on the woman, depending on if she knows her body, if she it knows the difference between just normal, a normal, not missing a period or something is really going on, then is when, it all depends on that woman. That's why it should depend on all that woman. It should be her and her decision alone. Now, of course, like I said, once it gets to 3-6 months and there's an actual person, you wrong as fuck. You wrong as fuck to actually talk about you gonna go in a place to kill that child. That because that's a child at that point. But at 6 weeks, but anything from 0 to 10 weeks, it's a seed. So I mean, and then just like you said, in a miscarriage can happen. A miscarriage happens for whatever reason. It could happen because of the woman's health. It could happen because she was in some kind of situation that the baby just didn't go. I mean, either way, miscarriages happen and half the time nobody knows why they happen. You know, and then it all talks about, and then the next thing you got to talk about is the woman's age. Like if she's if she gets like her first pregnancy at like 35, the chances are she's going to have a miscarriage, because that's, you know, at 35 your eggs are a little older. So you know what I mean. So you can't again, in every spectrum, before 10 weeks, it should be the woman's decision. After 10 weeks, then I've always considered that murder, because it's like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've had abortions. I've had 2 abortions in my life, and the 2 times that I had it was no longer than 8 weeks, because it didn't take long for me to feel it, and it didn't take long to me to decide that I couldn't afford it. So therefore, I handled it, and that was my decision. Right. And if somebody would have told me at that time that I wouldn't have been allowed to do it, it would have been wrong as hell. Because at the end of the day, you didn't understand or were in my financial situation to know if I could afford another child at that time. So. You know, she is, again, I feel like she's a criminal if she actually lets it have a heartbeat. But before, nah, that's your decision. Go handle your business, and nobody should make a decision about it. Nobody should be allowed to make a decision about it.
Yeah, well, I agree, and I myself lost a child to a spontaneous abortion. We didn't realize at the time we were actually going to go that route, because the situation had was not convenient for us to have a child. But at the same time, you know, I mean, when the spontaneous abortion happened, you know, it still pulled at my heartstrings. I mean, it's a hard decision to make, you know, but still, I still feel that it was and should be the decision of the people who are involved. And it just feels wrong to have it legislated, to have it be a government decision for something so intimate. Right? I mean, you're looking to protect what? You're looking to protect the birth of these children. You want these children to be born. Okay. What's going to happen to them when you, as the parent who couldn't afford it, brings the child into the world? Then they can't afford it. Then what happens? Then is another child for the foster care system. It's another child that might be abandoned in the streets, or
another child on welfare services that you'll end up having to help me raise in the first place. Because I mean, exactly. And then depending on what kind of situation I am, you're going to be helping me with a lot of things. You could be helping me with food to put in my fridge. You could be helping me to pay for daycare so I could go to work. I mean, either way, you're going to be helping. Do you want to help, or do you just want to, or wouldn't it be good for me to just end it before it gets to all that, so it wouldn't be an extra expense on nobody?
So, I mean, it is really a ticklish situation. It is really one of those galvanizing situations. You are either for it or against it. There really isn't any middle ground. But I mean, I'm just saying that for me, I think that people, I mean, like I said, I live in Barbados. It does not specifically affect me right now. But things that happen in these states do trickle down, and you never know if at some point in time, some smart ass person in the legislation over here will be like, "Ooh, America's doing it. Maybe we should too." You know. So,
that's true.
You know, but
and I mean, it wouldn't, and then it doesn't affect me either. I'm 46. My tubes were tied as soon as I had my third child, so that wouldn't affect me no how. But I mean, but let's just say by some kind of way, a miracle, I turn around and be pregnant right now, man. I would absolutely, because based on the fact that I live in a state where daycare is one of the most expensive things here. And literally, I'm paying. I'm paying already for my 4-year-old. So there's no way I would just want to bring a child in the world, and then I gotta turn around and pay, almost $400 a week for somebody to watch them. That's more than my rent.
That's a lot.
No, but trust me, daycare. My daycare is a little bit cheaper now because, again, my daughter's 4. She uses the bathroom, but a brand new baby, man, listen, brand new baby costs big money out here per week.
Wow.
And so that alone, and then what I'm saying, plus a whole lot of, and then right now, personally, my finances is really trying to do the bounce back from the relationship that I was in. And even though it's been 9 months, I'm still doing a bounce back. So Lord knows, pregnancy would not be welcomed right now in any way, shape, or form. Never mind, I'm 46. I'm not healthy enough to. So never mind. No, no. Financially, spiritually, it wouldn't work out, and I would not allow government to tell me, no, you got to have that. What happened? Nah. I'm not having nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I already got 3 of them here in the world. We good. I've shown that I know how to reproduce. So,
you've contributed to society.
Leave it at that.
Well, like I said, it is a galvanizing something. It is something that will. Yep. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna just join these 2 segments together. I'm not starting all over again.
Okay, let's do that.
But what was, because I was just wrapping up anyway to say that, basically we are living in a position and in a society where people have to be themselves. You have to know, and you have to know for yourself what you're going to do. And I want to, like I said, I'm just grateful that I know very strong women who are willing and able to stand up for themselves and their bodies. So as from the erotic empire, from the Wett spot, and as a man, I salute you, because I see strength in you as a woman, and this is what I do in the Wett spot and in my group, the Erotic Empire. We spend a lot of time focusing on the woman, on the women. I want you to get aroused when you read my work, but beneath that, there is a great level of respect. And so, the arousal and all that stuff is surface. But when you look underneath, my goal is I want you to see yourself as beautiful. I want you to see yourself as not objectified, but recognized for being sensual and sexual and just awesome for being female. So I'm really, really grateful for you coming all onto this platform and sharing your story with me. Before we go, you can just let the others know, let the people listening know how to get in contact with you. We talked about your websites, but we need to list them. Just tell the people how to get in contact with you.
Well, one of the greatest things I love to say to people is Google me. You can always Google me, Kai Storm. As soon as you Google me, my 2 websites will come up, nattikai.com. That's NATTIEKAI.com and NATTIEKAI.wixsite, which is WIXSITE.com/KAIH. And those are my 2 websites. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, MeWe, Tumblr. and YouTube. So if you Google Kai Storm, all of those social media sites will come up, and you'll be able to check me out and definitely check out my work. Of course, donate $1 if you feel like it, because I could use it. And yeah.
All right. But sure, for sure. I definitely will check out the rest. You're actually still on Tumblr? Like I stopped Tumblr.
Oh yeah, Tumblr every now and then, shoots me an email and says, "Oh yeah, we don't like your content," but but I don't give a damn. Sure, I still post every now and then, because I mean, the fact is, it's not like I don't care. You got to kick me out. It is what it is. The same thing with Instagram. Every now and then, it takes down one of my posts and just lets me know, "Oh yeah, we took something down." I'm like, all right. That's not going to stop me. You know that, right? Okay, good.
It's true. It's true.
All right, good. That's very good.
It's true. I got you. I got up to today.
Up to this. I mean? The only people I worry about is Facebook, because Facebook will definitely just tell you, "Oh yeah, you can't post for a month," and it's like, "Oh word, really?" All right, I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm not even gonna go too far on Facebook. But everybody else, shoot, no, I ain't never got banned. None of my tweets ever got banned on Twitter, so I don't pay attention to Twitter. And Instagram, like I said, every now and then, I just get an email saying, "Oh yeah, we took this down," and I go, "Okay." All right, whatever.
Twitter's still safe. Twitter still seems to be safe. But yes, thank you so much for joining me. This has been the Wett Spot. I've been talking to Kai Storm, and we're just having a little end off conversation, but I just check out her website, check out her blog, give her $1. We all need the $1, and thank you.
Thank you, absolutely, and thank you for having me.
All right. Before we go, let us leave you with some words of inspiration to inspire you to have a great day and a great week. Change the changeable, accept the unchangeable, and remove yourself from the unacceptable. That is a quote from Dennis Wettley. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me on the Wett Spot. My name is PassionPoet. I hope to see you again next time. Let's get wet.